Every week, the Payne family cuts straight to the real financial story.
The one question, Bob, everyone's asking is, are we in an artificial intelligence bubble? You've been through boom and bust. What do you think?
No hype, no myths. Just what actually matters to your money.
Does feel very similar to what we experienced in the 90s. Where are we, though? Are we in 1995, 1997, 1999?
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
Sunday morning, with us like every Sunday, Steve Cates, otherwise known as Dr. Sky, and he makes our minds move. Well, I mean, Steve, Sunday morning, tell us what mysteries you have today.
Well, John, first we say good morning, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and then, of course, the beginning of the winter solstice. Winter, as people know. Some people have had too much of it, some people haven't had enough of it. But at 10:03 a.m., today, we move to that position where the sun is directly overhead at the Tropic of Capricorn. That's 23.5 degrees south latitude. But, John, this is interesting. One of the latest sunrises in New York, for those listeners, is like 7:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But if you go up to Nome, Alaska, we know this, but maybe many people have not experienced it. The sun would rise at noon and sets at 3:57 p.m., so you get only 3 hours and 56 minutes. But what's the significance, John? As the Earth moves around the sun, obviously our inclination, 23.5 degrees, gives us this simple variation. But, John, what's really interesting, you gave me a clue to an interesting story, and it goes like this. UFO government researcher Dr. James Letkatsky, who is the heart of the Defense Intelligence Agency, he directed, as you told me, and I'm interested, the Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Application Program. What is that? Deep dives into UFOs. He is a serious scientist, John, claimed that he had something called the hitchhiker effect. What the heck is that? He was experiencing in his own time, in his own home, strange creatures, shadows, lights, and even, John, it sounds so preposterous, but I take the guys at face value, a wolf-like creature. All this surrounding strangeness, and the strangest one, of course, was the Skinwalker Ranch, where evil spirits supposedly ruled, all kinds of strange things. So isn't that amazing, John? I mean, that story you brought to my attention, that boggles the mind.
Well, there's a lot more than we know about out there, and one of these days we're going to find out.
Absolutely. The beat goes on. Here's something fascinating. Scientists are saying all cellular life, John, on Earth may have appeared from one cellular organism. Well, that makes sense. It was called Luca, the last universal common ancestor. So what's the story? Well, we believe the Earth was formed 4.5 or 4.6 billion years ago, and this new revelation by scientists says that life, according to their research, may have happened closer to 600 million years after the Earth was formed. Now, that's way before what most estimates were, John. And that life, of course, on the Earth, we still don't know where that one specimen came from. But one of those theories, we talked about it before, and maybe it's a little bit absurd to some as we talk on Sunday. Maybe it's not. It's called panspermia, that comets actually seeded planetary objects throughout the universe and brought about what we call organic life. But the story, John, of bringing about life on the Earth earlier than we thought, that's pretty mind-boggling, I think.
Well, the truth is, we don't know what the truth is. That's the truth. I mean, how can you estimate whether it's 4.5 billion or 3.5 billion or 2.5 billion? I mean, those are mind-boggling numbers. There's no way. I mean, somebody, just because they have a diploma doesn't mean they know what the heck they're talking about. So,
well, John, you're so right. And, the expression goes this way. All knowledge does not come from college. And I don't mean to be, a little bit ridiculous here, but you're so right. But the only way we think we know about this is actually what they call carbon dating, digging into the core of the Earth, analyzing soil samples down. But even if that is the case,
but give or take a billion years, that's a lot of soil.
I agree. So the point is well made, John. You say it so well, too. The more we know, the less we might know. But even if that is true, John, it's certainly mind-boggling to think, where did all this come from? And not to get into religious, conversations or philosophy. It's just that if this one planet has life, why can't we all just get along concept, we know. What about all the billions and trillions of stars? So it makes it more likely that life probably does abound. We just need to have them open up the files or give us the information. And not to sound naive here on this early morning show, leading indicators say that we're never going to be told the truth. And I think you agree with me on that.
I'm sorry to say, I more agree with you than not, because there's so many secrets within our own government that they think that we can't handle it. How does the movie go? You can't handle the truth.
That's exactly right.
And
Jack Nicholson did a good version of that with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and there's stuff that I've been told. There's a lot of things that they won't even tell the president.
Yes, John, it's amazing what the deep state probably knows. But we end off, John, always with the mystery of the week. How about this? What's the real space race to the moon? And many people say, we've been there before. Maybe the Chinese will beat us. Here it is, John. Having conversations over my lifetime with one of the last men on the moon, Dr. Harrison Schmitt, the only geologist to the moon, he brought up a subject years ago called the isotope called helium-3. Now, this is something that they dig up out of the lunar soil because the sun, bakes the surface of the moon. But this is a very valuable isotope because it could help us to be able to generate in the future nuclear fusion. So China wants to go there, so it's not, and other nations do, but it looks like China may beat us to the moon. But the backstory on this, according to many in the space world, is that the real mission to get to the moon is to dig up this helium-3, which then, if we could harvest it, could be a solution to the energy of the world and maybe stop the division between climate science and maybe help us move along. I find that fascinating. Your take? What would you say, John?
I think you're right. I mean, China has been more dedicated lately than any of the other countries, and they want to get there. And
absolutely.
I would not be surprised if China beats us to the moon.
Yes, sadly. I mean, again, if that's the reason they're going there, it could be world changing with this isotope. People should look up helium-3. But folks, if you're looking for the remnants of a Christmas star, the beautiful story that we talk about on my own program, the Dr. Sky Experience, take a look, John, into the Northeast, and everybody listening, around 9 p.m. The brilliant planet Jupiter, John, that rules the solar system. They called it, the Greeks and Romans, the god of gods in the celestial world. For many, that might be a remnant of what that star might have been. And who knows, John, it might have simply been a miracle. Those things we can never discount. Merry Christmas, and as we say, Happy New Year, as we talk here with you on the Cats Round.
Merry Christmas. I look to a lot more discussions between the two of us, and maybe we'll get to the truth someday.
Absolutely, John. Have a good morning, and happy Sunday to everyone.
Listen to this podcast now on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Idea Gen Global Podcast with George Sifakis.
I'm George Sifakis. In a world overflowing with noise, there is one forum where the world's smartest voices connect, where visionaries sit at the same table as innovators, and great minds don't just talk, they act.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.